All right, question number 1. For all non-zero values of x and y, so that means x and y won't be 0, so it won't be undefined, which of the following expressions is equal to this? So let's do the easy part first. 35 divided by 5 negative equals -7. So we know it can't be D or E. And now let's work with the exponents. When you multiply exponents, you add, divide, subtract. Raised to power, you multiply. Just remember MADSPON. That's kind of an easy acronym to remember. So we have x to the 5 divided by x to the 1. So 5 minus 1 equals x to the 4th. So that's going to be choice A. We don't have to worry about the y. We could if we wanted. Y to the 4th minus y to the 1 equals y to the 3rd. So answer is A. The degree measures of the three angles of the triangle below are expressed in terms of x. What's the value of x? So now within a triangle equals 180 degrees. All the angles in it equal 180. So if we take each one of these and want to do this algebraically, we can go 4x plus 5x plus 6x equals 180. So we add these together and it's 15x equals 180. Divide both sides by 15 and we get x equals 12. So your answer is G. The other way to do this would be if you wanted just to take the number 12 and plug it in, right? 4 times 12, 5 times 12, 6 times 12. You could do that for each one of these, right? And then add those together to see if it equals 180. That would take you probably a bit more time, but it's another way to get to the answer. So the answer is G. A 48.5 ounce batch of cologne will be used to fill empty bottles. Each bottle will contain about 0.35 ounces. How many full bottles of cologne can you make? The decimals might confuse you, so let's think about this for a minute. What if we had, instead of 48.5, what if it was just 5 ounces and we're putting them in 1 ounce bottles? How many bottles would you use? Well, 5 divided by 1 would be 5. But we're not. Instead of that, we're using the decimals. But it's the same concept. So we're going to take a 48.5 ounces of cologne and put it in bottles that will hold 0.35 each. This is easiest on a calculator. You get 138.57. Be sure you don't round up because that means you're going to fill 138 full bottles, right? Full bottles, 138. And you're going to have 0.57 left over, so your answer is D. So don't make a silly mistake and round up and say E. Of the 200 parking spaces in a parking lot, 6% are reserved for handicap. Of those parking spaces not reserved for handicap, 20 are suitable for compact cars. How many are not reserved for handicap and are suitable for non-compact cars? Let's change the color on that last one. Okay, so we have 200 parking spots and 6% of them are reserved for handicaps. We're going to subtract 6%, 6 over 100, which would be 0.06. I like to do it as a fraction, so you don't actually put 0.6. If you put 0.6, that's 60%. So 0.6 of 200, 0.06 of 200, see I said it wrong. And then that's going to be 188. So 188 cars are not reserved for handicap. And of those, 20 are suitable for compact cars only. So not reserved for handicap and not suitable for compact cars. We have to subtract 20. So minus 20. And that leaves us with 168. So 168 cars are not handicapped and not compact. So your answer is G. Not real difficult math, just break it down and don't get confused about how to do this. All right, what is the value here? So we have 2 minus 9 is negative 7, but its absolute value of negative 7, which makes that positive 7. So 2 times 7 then is 14. And then we have this other side, negative 3. So we're going to do what's in parentheses first. So 7 minus 3 here. So is negative 21. So 14 minus 21 is negative 7. So your answer is E. Ricardo will start a savings account for his daughter Ruth by depositing $500 into the account for her first birthday. So in year 1, she gets $500. For each successive birthday, Ricardo deposits $200 more than the amount he deposited for her previous birthday. Okay, so that means for year 2, he's going to deposit $700. This is the only amount deposited in the account. What is the total amount Ricardo will have deposited into the account for Ruth up to and including her 6th birthday? So 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3rd birthday, 4th birthday, 5th, 6th. You could just use the arithmetic sequence formula because it's increasing by 200 every time, right? That's our difference here, 200. So it's going to be, now it's going to deposit 900 and then 1100 and then 1300 and then 1500. Then we add all of these up, 500 plus 700 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13 plus 1500, and we get 6,000. So your answer is K. So Juana bought a used car. She made an initial payment of $700. So she paid $700 initially. So it's her down payment. She then made 36 equal monthly payments. The total amount she paid for her car was $7,000. What was the amount of each of her monthly payments? Okay, so let's figure out how much she owed initially. So it was $7,000, 7,000, but then she paid 700 as a down payment. And then we're going to divide that by 36 months. Whatever's left, divide by 36. So 700 minus 700, 6,300. Divide that, and our total is $175 per month. So B. Which of the following matrices is equal to this? So if you have a TI-84 calculator, I think it's alpha, I think you click on alpha zoom and that pulls up the matrices and it's going to say you can enter them in some matrices. This one's faster to just calculate. So when you're adding and subtracting matrices, you just make sure you're doing the same corners. So 9 plus negative 6. So 9 minus 6. And then we have 2 and 8. So 2 plus 8. And then we have negative 4 and 7. So negative 4 plus 7. And then we have 1 plus 6. So 1 plus 6. We're just going to add all those up and it'll tell us what we have. So we end up having a matrices that is 3, and then we have 2 plus 8 is 10, and negative 4 plus 7 is 3, and 1 plus 6 is 7, and that matches choice H. So there we go. Lyle and Ming are painting an art room. They start with 4 gallons of paint, so they start with 4. On the first day, Lyle used half a gallon, so minus half a gallon. And Ming used 1 1/4 gallons, so minus 1 1/4. How many gallons of paint were left when they completed? So we could make this into decimals, might be easier. 4 minus 0.5 minus 1.25. If you don't do it in decimals, just getting a common denominator. So what we have left is 2.25 gallons. You just do it on your calculator. And 2.25 is 2 1/4, so B. The standard xy coordinate plane, what is the slope of the line passing through -3, 1, and 5, 6? So slope is rise over run, or the change in y over the change in x, or y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So in this one, we'll do our y coordinates, y minus 6 over our x coordinates, -3 minus 5, and we get -5 over -8. Negative divided by negative is positive, so 5 over 8. So your answer is H.